Hello, Stitch It Pam here with part two to part two. Let's make a jute cotton basket. I have a couple updates to part two. Actually a couple corrections and ways to make it easier to do this basket. So where we left off on part one was that you're going to connect your jute to the ridge of the bottom of your basket. And what I've done here is I've already connected it, but I've highlighted the ridge. The ridge is the two stitches there. This is your single crochet on the right side. This is the wrong side of your work. So the ridge is behind the single crochet of the previous row. So I took a marker and highlighted it so I could see it. I can see it, but you know, for people that are just learning the pattern, I'm showing you an easy way to see the ridge. Now, while you're doing this, if you prefer to change the pattern, that's up to you, but this is the pattern I'm showing you. So, so I've already connected my yarn back here, my jute, and what we're going to do is in the previous video I had you coming with your crochet hook this way, but we're going to work from the outside in. So we're going to be inserting the hook into that ridge, single crochet, insert your hook into the ridge, single crochet, there's that ridge, there's 2 stitches to that ridge because we're using 2 strands. If you're only using 1 strand, there's of course only going to be 1 strand on your ridge. And as I said, you know, if you choose to do a different kind of a stitch here on this row, that's your choice, but this is the pattern that I'm doing the video on. And this one, sometimes the ridge is a little bit stickier. So I'm going to use a smaller hook to pull up that stitch so I can see it. Now, you know, some people want to move right along and they don't have patience and they might choose to do a different stitch. That's okay, but this is the pattern I'm showing you. This jute can be kind of tricky to work with. So I don't know why that stitch is stuck like that, but let's see. I don't want to catch that single crochet in there, the front loops, because I'm working on that back ridge. It'll screw up the pattern if you don't. I'm a stickler for following the stitches so that it turns out right. There they are. Okay, it just got tucked under there a little bit. With regular yarn, you're going to be able to see that a little easier. So see there, I caught the single crochet in the front. And I'm going to want to take that out there because if you don't do the ridge, your side is not going to stand up straight. if you don't stitch in that ridge, your side will not stand up the way I have my basket. Now you can choose to do it a different way, but it's not going to look exactly the same. So if you want this look, okay, just have a few more before we start the next row here. Bear with me here. Patience is a virtue, although I don't have patience sometimes. It's just like if you're building something and something doesn't go quite right. You have to step back a little bit and pull out the directions, which sometimes I don't want to do that, but this stitch here is, there's the other one, right underneath that. There it is. And here's that one. We're on the row, our last round here. Okay, and you can distinctly see the single crochet here. I'm not stitching in, I'm not catching those loops, I'm catching behind it. So here's our last one, and I'm going to count the stitches. We should have 36. Okay. So, you know, normally I put a stitch marker in the first stitch. I think I showed you guys that. And I didn't do that here. So this marker should be in this first stitch here. And we're going to start our single crochet row. We're done with that challenging row of stitching in the ridge. So, and with this particular basket, I'm using in size I hook. I decided to go up a stitch, up a size, excuse me, up a size on my hook. There it is. Okay. Slip stitch to close this, to close the round. Chain one. Start your next row. Just now we're going into the stitch for the single crochet. I'm going to take my stitch marker out. We're no longer stitching in that ridge. We're done with that row. And I broke my marker. So, grab another marker. I'm going to mark that first stitch. And what we're going to do is continue to single crochet around this row. Now I'm not going to do that just for the sake of not boring you guys, but what we're going to do is a single crochet all the way around, and we should have 36 stitches around here. Here's a basket that I've already got done. I chose to do 3 rows additional, 2 rows on top. There's 3 rows on top of the, let me start that over. Brain freeze. Okay, So there's 3 rows of jute coming off the bottom of the basket. So you can do as many as you want or switch over to the yarn right away. So for this one, I switched over. I did two more single crochet rows on top of the ridge row here, down here. And then I connected one strand of cotton to the basket at the ending point there and crocheted 1, 2, 3, 4 more rows. Now that's up to you how many rows you did, or how many rows you do. That's just what I chose to do. So you can pretend that that part's done. And now I'm going to, on this basket here that I already have the rows done on, I'm going to show you how to do the final row on the basket, the finishing row. And this is how I chose to finish my basket, is with a reverse single crochet. You can end it with a regular single crochet if you like. This is just what I'm going to be showing you. Now, the reverse single crochet can be kind of challenging if you haven't done it. It takes a little practice to get the right look. So I'm going to connect my yarn where we left off there, where we slip stitched and tied off. So we're going to slip stitch and connect the yarn on there. Not slip stitch, but connect your yarn on there. I don't know, people use different terms for different things. So you're going to tie your cotton yarn on there. And you're going to, with the right side facing you, this is the right side of my work. Instead of going this way, where you would go in this direction for a regular single crochet, we're going to reverse it. That's why it's called a reverse single crochet. We're going to go the opposite direction here. So you have your yarn connected to the ending chain there from your previous row. You're going to insert your hook in this stitch behind you. Bring up your hook. Wrap your hook around your yarn. Pull the yarn through that single crochet there. Through the single crochet, I got a little fuzzy there. Okay, so you should now have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to take your yarn, wrap it around your hook, pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. There's 1 reverse single crochet. Now we're going to go into the next one. Remember, we're working backwards on the row. Insert your hook into that single crochet. Then you wrap your hook around the yarn, pull it through. You should now have 2 loops on your hook. Oh boy. Okay, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through those 2 loops, and you now have your second reverse single crochet. Sometimes what I'm thinking doesn't come out right, so pardon me if I'm not having the appropriate words coming out of my mouth. So now you'll see that these reverse single crochets look different than a regular single crochet over here. Here's the reverse single crochet here. If you look at the back of your work, like this, you'll see these V's. Let me do a couple more. Take your hook, stick it in the single crochet there. You bring your hook up, wrap it around the yarn, pull it through. You got 2 loops on your hook, wrap it around your hook, pull it through those 2 loops. Again, into the single crochet, pull the yarn through, pull 2 through 2 loops. Stick your hook in that single crochet, wrap the yarn around your hook. Whoops, 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 whoops. This is the back. I kind of stitched in, I pulled that yarn through, you know, so you don't have to draw it in at the end, but you kind of see the V-stitch. I'm going to pull it out again so I can show you again. I'm not afraid to pull my work out. Let's see here. So you've got your yarn connected. I'm going to go through that again with you. So this is where we ended off our last single crochet row. And so we're going to tie our yarn on, just like when you're starting a new row where you change yarns. Pull both loops through. Okay. So you take your hook and this stitch behind where you tied on, insert it, wrap the yarn around your hook, pull the loop up. You should have 2 loops on your hook, and you can kind of see where it's made a cross there. Wrap the yarn around your hook, pull it through. You've just made 1 reverse single crochet. Insert your hook, wrap it around your hook, pull it through. You now have 2 loops. Yarn over, pull it through the 2 loops. Next stitch, insert it into the single crochet, wrap your hook around the yarn, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through. Insert, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through. There's another one. So I'm just going to do a few stitches and you can watch. Like I said, this is a little trickier if you've never done it before. So it should look like a wrap around there, more or less. This is the back. You can kind of see a V-stitch there. That's how you can tell if it's right or not. You kind of get a V look to it. But this is the front of your work. It should look like a wrap, you know. It should look different, you know. It should look like this. Now, this basket I used 2 strands to do my reverse single crochet. This whole basket is made of 2 strands of cotton. You get that wrapped look. This one here is made with 1 strand of cotton. Okay, I hope this clarified. I did make a few mistakes in my previous video, and I wanted to help you out with the reverse single crochet because it can be a little bit tricky. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please click like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing some more tutorials on crochet as we go along. I might do a few journaling type of videos in the future, but for now it's going to probably be small crochet projects. So thank you and have a great day.